everyone, today I want to talk to you a little bit about how I weaned from exclusive pumping. It's been a while since I've done an exclusive pumping video, so I thought I would update you on what's going on. Well, we have finally weaned. Oh my gosh. Madison is a couple months away from being 2, and I started the weaning process like 6 months ago, and we finally completed this process. So I wanted to go over a little bit about how I did it, some things that I learned along the way, and what I wish I had known. So Madison turned 1 last September, in September of 2016, and at that point I was still exclusively pumping, and I knew I wanted to until she was 2. But I wasn't sure if I was going to make it pumping the whole time. I did have a small freezer stash, and so I knew I could kind of stretch that out so she'd get a little bit every day. That is what has ended up happening, and I'm hoping that it'll last till she's 2, but you know, it is what it is, right? At that point when she was 1, the whole fall, last fall, I was doing about 18 to 20 ounces a day, about 4 or 5 pumps a day. Things were going okay. I was just enoughing. I think I was even supplementing some for her. And it was just kind of, I'm kind of hanging in there just because I had to. In December, right after Christmas, I got super sick and things just started sliding downhill. My supply just dropped down to like 12 ounces a day. It was really bad. And I started thinking, well, what if I can't get it back up? Do I even want to try to get it back up? It was so hard to get my supply up, and you can see all those videos of all the drama that's gone on with my supply. Pumping has just not been my thing, but I've done it because it was important to me and I really wanted to make it work. So after that, I decided I would try a little bit, but I wasn't going to try too hard. We decided we were going to introduce goat's milk to Maddie, and so I believe we tried that in January of this year. Maybe it was February, I think it was January. She didn't take it right away, but we started mixing breast milk with goat's milk, warming it up still, and then slowly moving her to cold milk. And it took a couple of months to transition her over, but she did fine. She's totally on goat's milk now, you know, with just a little bit of breast milk here and there, and it's all good. So there is hope there if your kid is not taking your transition milk. But anyway, by January, I just decided I was going to go down to 3 pumps a day, and I was making like 14 to 16 ounces. In February, I started kind of reducing a little bit more, and my supply quickly went down to like 10 to 12 ounces. And so at that point, I was like, well, maybe I'll just go to 2 pumps a day, morning and night, and kind of just see what happens. By that point, it went way down to like 8 to 10 ounces, and it just, every time that I would reduce my time or reduce my pumps, it would just keep going down. By March, it was down to like 5 or 6 ounces, and then I started saying, okay, I'm just gonna do 30 minutes a day, because I was doing like an hour, and I was like, I can't do this anymore. It's just not working. Stuff was getting crazy. Bedtime was really nuts, and I just could not do that hour anymore. So I decided to do 30 minutes morning and night, and by then I went down to 3 to 4 ounces a day. And at that point, you're kind of like, yeah, I'm totally weaning. It's not even like worth it anymore. We're just trying to get it down now. At that point, I decided to just start dropping off 2 or 3 minutes on each pump, just here and there every couple of days, just dropping it down so that my body would kind of get adjusted and it wouldn't be a shock or anything. And that worked really well. My supply just kind of went down with the time. By the end of March, I was still using my Spectra electric pump for 10 to 15 minutes, and I was only getting half an ounce in those 10 to 15 minutes. So at that point, I decided that's really not worth it. I'm just going to go to hand expressing. By April, I decided, you know what, I'm just going to hand express for comfort, and that's where things really got crazy. As soon as I started to try to reduce to 1 a day or 1 every other day, I started getting clogs. Oh, joy. I was already doing all of the comfort things like cabbage leaves. Oh my gosh, they were a lifesaver. You have to use cabbage leaves. you just have to. It really helps with your comfort level. I was doing peppermint oil. I was putting oil directly on. I was drinking it. I was doing everything I could. I was drinking sage tea, which is not very yummy. I was doing everything I possibly could to reduce my supply. In taking it slow when you're weaning, you're supposed to only express for comfort. You're not supposed to fully express, but then you get clogs, and when you get a clog, you have to pretty much fully get it out or you're at risk for mastitis. So basically I would go like 2 days and then I would get a clog, and then I would have to express a lot, and then I would basically be back at the beginning. My supply would go up again, and so it was kind of this back and forth thing for several weeks, and it was super annoying and it hurt, and I think I've like blocked it from my memory because it's traumatic, but I can say that we did get over that. And now that we're through May and into June, I mean, I can't actually remember when I stopped expressing. It was a while ago. So we're finally through all of that and officially weaned and done, which is such a relief. Even my husband has said that my mood is a lot better now that I stopped pumping. And I know it, I was very stressed out. I was very, very stressed out, and it was very difficult, and I honestly don't think I could do it again. I did it for her, and I'm glad I did it for her, but it was a huge sacrifice, and it was very difficult on my body and my emotions. So being done with it is a huge relief. Okay, all that to say, if you are trying to wean from exclusive pumping and it's not going so well, take it slow, drop just a little bit at a time. Don't rush it. I think a lot of times we just want to be done, and unless you have a health reason to be done like now, take it slow. If you have setbacks and clogs, you got to deal with it. Like, it's the way it is, but there is hope. It will get through it. Use your cabbage leaves. Use everything that you can. Cool packs, ice packs, whatever you have to get that comfort, but also reduce your supply. And I think you just have to expect it's going to take time, because I think I was reading stories of people who were like done in a week and it was all nice for them. And I hope that's your experience. I do. But mine was not. And I think you have to just kind of expect that it's going to take some time and it's going to be a process, but it's going to be over and it's going to be a relief. So if you have weaned either from breastfeeding, nursing, pumping, whatever, let me know your comments, your tips and tricks in the comments below. What was something that helped you get through it? Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.